This is where it all begins. I've decided that the entire month of July 2024 will be spent on an exciting journey to Vietnam. I'd like to invite you as my guest. I'll be landing in Saigon, or Ho Chi Minh City, where I'll be exploring the city, the culture, the food, and much more for the first week. From there, the journey will continue to Da Nang, with a detour to Hue. Then I'll be moving on to Hoi An, which is rumored to be the most beautiful city in Vietnam. Many also say that Ninh Bình is not to be missed, so of course I visit that area. Before going on a luxury cruise in Ha Long Bay. Finally, I'll see and explore Hanoi, Vietnam's buzzing and reportedly chaotic capital, for a week before traveling back to Prague. Stay tuned, give me a like, click subscribe, and also hit the notification bell. We'll go on this adventure together. I flew out of Prague on a Monday afternoon. There was a layover in Doha, almost 4 hours. On the last leg of the flight, I was lucky that the seat next to me was free, which made it much more comfortable and also easier to sleep. I highly recommend that you order a SIM card from home that is ready for you at the airport, so you avoid some of the dodgy SIM card stalls that are said to be overpriced or give customers much less than they pay for. I ordered through Get Your Guide, and I leave the link in the description. I don't make money from that link. I paid $15 for unlimited data for 30 days, but you can also choose other packages. The speed is about 90 megabits down and 30 up. The easiest cheap way to get from the airport to the city center is with the local version of Uber called Grab. Exit the arrivals hall and cross the road, and it's easy to see the pickup point. There are plenty of people trying to make you believe they're Grab's official representative, but they aren't. Ignore them all, find a good place to wait, and then pull out your Grab app and book your ride. It cost me 108,000 dong to get me to my hotel. That's the equivalent of €4 or $4.25. Let's make a room tour. So I have a small seating area here, like my living room. Then there's a kitchenette. I think I need to ask them for a kettle so I can have coffee. I'm really excited about the hairdryer. My bedroom is quite spacious. Also, this is a very central location, but it's absolutely quiet. Then I have this little area where I can eat and drink my coffee and work on my computer. I have a nice large fridge and a nice wardrobe. And then one of the reasons why I booked it is that it comes with this nice little balcony where I can enjoy some time outside. And last but not least, attached to the balcony, which is new for me, is the bathroom. I don't mind. Some people might think, why is it not directly accessible from the room? But honestly, I don't care. And there's everything I need. And after having traveled for quite a while, there are two things that I know for sure I'm going to do and I'm going to try. And that is the shower and the bed. But before anything else, this nice little complimentary plate of food was given to me. So I think that's where I'll start. There's a YouTuber I follow who calls himself Perpetually Abroad. And part of my research for going to Ho Chi Minh City has been some of the pho places he has recommended. He visited every single one that has a bib gourmand from Michelin. And this one, Pho Vietnam, is highly rated and my first choice. Hello, thank you. Just one, yes. Thank you. This place makes their own noodles for the pho. And apparently that should give them a much better texture. So let's see. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah,
You come highly recommended.
yeah. That's number one. It's a
Beef shank. I think I trust you, but I'm curious to have this one because there's like there's the beef flank,
yeah,
the well done flank, and the beef balls, and that seems interesting.
yeah,
So I think I would like that one.
yeah.
Is that okay?
And it ready.
Yeah. Yes, I think I'll go with the mango. Yes. Thank you.
My favorite. Em nhận sơ la với một cây sọ.
So we already have the bean sprouts and the greens on the table, and apparently these bean sprouts have been blanched for a few seconds to give them a better texture. And these are all the greens I have to choose from. And then we have this huge amount of seasonings and interesting stuff. And I will most definitely try some of it. While I'm waiting for my food, I will have a look at this open kitchen. This is where the magic happens. So first, let me taste the broth. It's very hot. It doesn't have a lot of color, but it has a lot of depth of flavor. It is really good and better than this is my first day in Vietnam. This is also my first pho in Vietnam. I've had plenty in Prague where I live. Some of them really good, but nothing close to this. I'm going to want some of these bean sprouts. Definitely want some lime. I think these might be fresh chilies, and I love chili. And then what I also want is some of this garlic vinegar. The broth is a little bit sweet,
So I think it'll do well with balancing from the vinegar. I got my mango juice. Oh, those chilies are, they're serious. Which I like. This is my exam because I'm really not good at chopsticks. And this will be my very first use of chopsticks in Vietnam. Wow. Wow. This is unlike any pho I've ever had because of the quality. Also, it's very, very generous. And the noodles, very delicate, soft. I can highly recommend. I can highly recommend going here for the pho. And they have several different ones to choose from. So I might be back for one of the other ones. The price is 100,000 dong, which in Vietnam is not cheap. They can go much lower than that. So that was my very first meal after arriving in Vietnam. And drawing a conclusion is very, very easy. There's nothing, as in absolutely nothing, I didn't like about this place. I liked the welcome I got. I liked the friendliness of the waiter and how he interacted. Not afraid to give his own opinion about some stuff. And of course, most importantly, I really, really liked the food. The pho was so flavorful. It's like nothing I've had before. I'm not sitting here and saying this is the best pho in Saigon because how would I know? It's the only one I've had. But I can say for sure that it is the best pho I've ever had. And I'm looking forward to maybe being surprised pleasantly and getting something that's even better than this. But for a first meal in Vietnam, this was top notch, and I'm really, really happy I chose to go here. So thank you to Perpetually Abroad. Find his YouTube channel and see what he says about the other places in Saigon that also has a bib gourmand from the Michelin Guide for their pho. No one forces me to take any boxes, but I kind of thought that the first box I needed to take would be the pho, and it was just absolutely amazing. So on my way back to the hotel, it's raining a bit. I decided that I needed to try some Vietnamese coffee. And even though I do understand that egg coffee is not a specialty here from Saigon, but rather from Hanoi, I wanted to try that as ticking box number 2. So I ordered that, and I'm sitting here in this pedestrian street or walking street, which I think will turn into a huge beer bar over the evening. And again, this is probably also a bit touristy. The egg coffee is going to be 65,000 Vietnamese dong, which is below $3. And I think if you looked everywhere, you could probably find it cheaper. But I'm not going to do that. It's not that I want to be robbed by tourist scams or anything like that. But I'm not spending time seeing if I can go from $2.50 to $1.80 or something like that because I wanted a cup of coffee. I'm enjoying myself and I'm relaxing, and I don't want to be taken advantage of, but I also don't want to run around like a headless chicken trying to save 50 cents here or there. So I ordered the egg coffee and waiting for it to appear. So here it is, my first egg coffee. Apparently it was invented in 1946 in Hanoi, and there was a shortage of milk products because of the French War, and some bartender came up with the solution of whipping eggs instead with sugar, and then substituting the milk with the egg. And it became a success, and now it has become a tradition here. There's also apparently condensed milk in it, and I expect it to be exceptionally sweet. But I have to try it. There's this thick egg foam here, and the coffee is on the bottom. I think this may not, from what I've seen on other videos, this may not be Vietnam's best egg coffee that I ordered, but let's try it. It's surprisingly delicious. Vietnamese coffee is mainly Robusta, which is very strong, and that very strong coffee flavor with the egg cream, eggnog style cream in it actually go together very, very well, and I really like it. I wasn't sure if I would. Because usually I don't like anything sweet with my coffee, but this is very good, and I'm definitely gonna try some more. And like I said, it didn't look as creamy and full and rich like some of those I've seen on videos, so this may not be the best version, but it's still really good, and I'm happy I ordered it. I'm back at the hotel. July is a season for a lot of rain in this part of Vietnam, and today was no exception. I got trapped in a thunderstorm, but very close to the hotel, so it doesn't really matter. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's raining really, really hard. So I'm here sheltered by my nice little terrace, which is dry and warm, so everything's fine. And this concludes what I'm going to share with you from my first day in Vietnam. Arrived today, got my accommodation, had some lovely food, tasted the egg coffee, and all lived up to my expectations. So, I'm a happy guy.